have a lot of friends who are creatives who started with this crazy idea of taking the thing they love and doing it as a business. Now, these people aren't lazy. They're the most driven, passionate, gifted people I've ever met in my life. They make images that change hearts and minds. They write songs that make people feel things and envision a better world. They create video that tells incredible stories. And creatives see the world a little bit different. Now, where the rest of the world would see just a picture, they know that to get that perfect morning light meant waking up at 4 a.m. and driving an hour to get out and walk through the cold with 40 pounds of gear on their back. And honestly, that wasn't the hard part. We all love the process of cultivating. Those challenges, when they're combined with the creative stuff we love to do, become a joy, and it's something that we love to take part in and to dive into. We love the struggle and the process, and we love seeing these incredible creative ideas grow and become the vision we've all had. But there are things that are holding us back, and I am heartbroken by my creative friends because one by one, I watch things rob them of their joy. When they take their passion, this thing that they love, this gift they have, and they turn it into their job, they're met with challenges. They're met with hurdles they didn't anticipate. It becomes not so much, did I get the right shot? Was the lighting there? It becomes, was the contract correct? Did I send that email? Was the invoice in place? And more, as they're successful and as they grow their client base, it's not that they're taking more photos, it's they're spending more and more hours locked in a room, being suffocated by an avalanche of emails. And this problem isn't unique to one or two. I think it's something we can all identify with. There are organizational challenges that are keeping us from doing the creative things that we love and that have become the way that we create our livelihood. This is why we created 17 Hats. And 17 Hats is funny. See, 17 Hats began with a love story. A programmer and a photographer met in Los Angeles. Our founder, Donovan, met his wife, who is a professional photographer, and he was able to see how even though she was amazing at her work and at her art, there were all these things that kept her from the joy of creating. She loved to capture the moment and capture events and stories and people, but the more successful she became, the more her life became about bookings and emails and budgeting and management. And the organizational load of her successful creative company began to suffocate her. And Allison's story isn't just her own. I think it's something that we all identify with. We got into this business because we wanted to take pictures that captured stories. We wanted to meet incredible people. We wanted to travel to fascinating places. But the reality meant trying to figure out marketing. It meant tracking emails. It meant creating invoices and contracts. It meant figuring out bookkeeping and taxes and cash flow. And it robbed us of the joy that we felt in creating and distracted us from the thing that we love to do and the thing that made us money. It's time to reimagine the way that creative entrepreneurs do business. 17 Hats is an all-in-one platform designed to organize and automate all the essential tasks a creative entrepreneur needs to be successful and grow in the marketplace. We know that we're saying a lot, so today we want to show it to you. We've been invited into the studios of 3 incredible creatives. We want you to meet April, Michelle, and Lauren. Today, we sat down with them and walked them through the platform so that you could see 17 Hats through their eyes.
I will say, you know what I did to prep today? Because I knew I couldn't take a shot because it was inappropriate.
All right.
I turned on booty music in my bathroom and had the mirror, and I danced ferociously.
You're kidding me. That's so awesome.
Right, so I thought to myself, okay, if I can do this, I'm not going to look this stupid on camera.
Okay. I want to do that before my keynote today.
Great, you should.
Will, did you hear that?
What was it?
We're going to turn on booty music, and I'm going to, quote, dance ferociously. And that should be how we get loosened up.
Because you're never going to look that dumb on camera.
Yeah, and not. I want the whole crew.
I looked bad. I looked really bad. Crew.
Yeah. All right. So April,
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about you. Why did you become a videographer?
Sorry.
Good.
person.
Thank you for laughing at me. So, why'd you get into video?
Okay, I'm
No
sorry.
worries, no worries.
I'm done. I've got
Okay.
this. I'm honing this in. Okay.
So, April, why did you get into video work?
Yeah, so in 8th grade, I took an announcements class just because I wanted to see my face like on the TVs around middle school. I thought that would just be super cool. But our final was to make a documentary on anything that we wanted, 10 minutes, and like everybody had to watch each other's final project. So I loved that I could make a story on anything I wanted and people had to watch it, and I had a captive audience, and it just kind of gave me a voice to talk about whatever I wanted.
That's awesome. How did you become a photographer?
My dog, Sophie. I started taking
What?
pictures of her, and I loved it so much that I started getting people asking me to take pictures of their kid, which is not the same thing, but
Yeah.
it worked. So it just grew from there.
Okay, so I am what you would call a hybrid photographer. So I shoot both digital and film. I think that it gives my clients a cool look, and I really like it. I think there's an art to it. When you're shooting film, you really have to take your time. You manually focus instead of having autofocus. So you really pick those great moments to capture, and yeah, I just love it.
What's the total lifespan so far of photography for you?
I started taking classes last fall.
Wow.
And then I practiced throughout the year while I taught school, and then this summer I decided to go on a leave of absence and August 1st was the first day of no salary, no paycheck. I'm doing this.
That was in middle school. You got started, and here you are a few years later. Why are you still doing it? What keeps you there? What do you love the most about your job?
I love meeting people and getting to see the world from their perspective and being able to capture their story to share with others.
Now it's okay, but shooting film, that's adding more steps to what you're doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so how many steps do you go through with each client when you get them? Like from getting the client and setting up those initial emails or phone calls to the shoot's done, invoices paid, and images in your client's hand. How many steps are you going through?
I wrote out about 40 steps. I think there's about 40 steps between emails, and that's a conservative, I would say that's a conservative amount.
So what have you been doing so far?
You want me to
we're
get
gonna
it
see-
out?
No, show us. Yeah, if you've got something, show us.
Okay.
Yeah. This is it. This is
Yeah,
the.
so here's my lovely planner. And then all I've been doing is handwriting every day what I have to do.
Man.
I even have to write down time off to enjoy life, and this is a mess. I've got to-do lists. I've got how much money I've made and how much I'm spending per month.
Right.
So I need help.
What are the parts of your job that you don't like as much?
Well, I've spent a lot of years developing my creative skills and production and very little doing like business. And so it's been a crazy crash course in figuring out all the business side of things. And so it's frustrating to spend, a ton of time on that end, hours a day, just emailing and having to market yourself and having to figure out just all these like little details using the opposite side of the brain that I've spent several years developing. So
the hope of technology is that we would be able to have the right tools to help us do the things we love to do.
Right.
And that's kind of why 17 Hats is around.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's the deal. What we wanted to come to do, we love your art, and we wanted to free you up to be able to do the stuff you love more.
Right.
And that's,
I'm ready.
Yeah, that's 17
Set me
Hats.
up. I'm ready.
So here you go. So this is actually the 17 Hats dashboard. So from now on, you'll be able to go and from with just one glance, you can be able to take a look and see everything that's going on with your business, your to-do list, your calendar, even the weather that day, which can be important for a photographer.
That's awesome.
And with that, it's like your recent client activity, what's been going on, your workflow, and even your bank account. You can all see just at a glance what's going on with your business. But just hearing you talk, I think the first thing I really want to show you that I think you'll be excited about is just how do you manage the client life cycle? How do you manage all these leads? Because you're shooting, you said last year you shot 15 to 20 weddings.
Right.
And then 120 portrait sessions.
Yeah.
How do you manage that many contacts?
I don't know.
I know. Well, like, is it like a notebook or?
Yeah, so I have a planner that I've written everything out on. I love pen and paper, but I don't actually know how I survived.
When I want to go to one specific client, I go back through and like do the search in my email of like this name, and I'm like, what did I tell this person? What are they wanting?
I mean, when those complete strangers contact you, how are you getting to know them, getting to find out the shoot? How are you getting those details out?
Facebook Messenger. Honest to goodness, just Facebook and texting.
So when you get a new lead on 17 Hats, it'll show up right here in your dashboard, and you can even see where it came from. So whether it came from social media, a website, or even your own page, like on your blog.
They're going to pop up right here in your dashboard. You're going to get an email about it, and you'll get a text message about it as well. So
wow.
Wow.
All your bases are covered.
Oh, yeah, we're on it. Yeah, okay, so you'll be able to see it here on the dashboard. A lead pops up, and automatically all their information is going to be filled out. So it's not just, hi, I'm a total stranger, and hey, would you do my photography? It's their name, it's their email, it's their, it's the address of the place they're wanting to have their event at. It's the date of the event they're hoping to have you come shoot.
With one click, you can bring this up, and you can actually see if you have any conflicting dates.
Our whole hope here is that this gives you less stuff to have to write down in the notebook.
This is amazing already.
Okay, well good, and we're at the beginning.
Because this is not in my notebook, that's in my head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. You set up a face-to-face meeting. How many more steps are involved in that project should this person become a client?
So after I meet with them and kind of decide I want them and they want me, there's always, I'm going to send them my contract, I'm going to send them an invoice. We're usually corresponding with details of, for example, the wedding date, those sort of things. So it's usually another like 4 or 5 email correspondence, and then making sure that all of that is filed away in my filing cabinet in the proper folder.
And this is all before the wedding.
Yes.
So we're not even talking about getting to the actual creative part of the company yet.
Right. That's just all the business and admin stuff.
Because you're going to be getting a lot of these. You just started off, you're killing it so far, and you're going to be getting a lot of these, and like you were talking about, those emails can drag you down.
Yes.
So yeah. So like for this, you can click on templates, you can click there, and it'll insert their name for you. Wow. And you can have your personalized message that goes out to them automatically. And yeah.
That saves so much time in my day just with that. Wow.
Awesome. Yep.
There's an entire list of, I'm guessing, between 20 and 40 things that you're having to do for every single client. And how many weddings are you shooting this year?
30.
30.
A little too many, but
Yeah.
30, it's good.
Okay, so that's a lot of things to do.
Times 30, yeah, all these things.
So what we've created to help you do that are actually workflows. So with each lead you get in, and if it works out, the event's there, and if the details look good, you can add a workflow to the project. It will autofill the date for the project, and with that, all those little steps, those 20 to 40 steps, you can custom create a template that will give you everything that you're going to be doing for the wedding. So, example, with this template, like let's say this person wanted to book a wedding with you. When you assign that workflow, the first thing that happened is it sent them a questionnaire asking them all those typical first questions that you're probably having to ask each client as you go along.
Right.
All this is designed to wrap around you.
Right.
So you can custom create each one of these questionnaires, each one of these templates, so you make it once and you don't spend hours every week doing the repetitive task.
Yeah.
And it actually allows you to personalize it. So it'll have your logo at the top, and you can ask them, like, where did you get engaged? Tell me about the proposal.
Yeah.
And you can create that so your clients get a feel for who you are.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
you're getting a feel for them.
This is great.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are all the questions I asked. This is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me about the proposal. I want to hear all about it. I think that in general, it's really important that you know your cost and your expenses when you're going in to build your proposal.
This is the really cool part. So the next part, you like the relationship, you like the client, and you want to move forward with that. What you can do is through 17 Hats on the workflow, you can send them the proposal right out of that with what they know. So your client will get a proposal where they can actually pick out the package they want. So you don't have to have the hassle of like saying, oh, well, it should pay me this much. It'll be built in. And so they can go in.
And they can't haggle with you then because it's right here. I've had that happen.
And I mean, hopefully it'll be a situation where it lets them see different options and see the value in it. You're able to send the client the quote. They can go through and they can preview that. They can pick out the package they want.
This is exactly what they're
Yes.
saying. Okay.
Yes, so this is exactly what the client's going to see. So they can go through, they pick out a package, and from there, they can not only accept the quote, but it'll take them straight to the contract. How have you been making the agreement with clients? Has it just been word of mouth kind of arrangements?
Yes.
Have you had to make a contract yet?
No. And that's something I need to do. Where I'm about to do some really cute fall mini sessions at a abandoned barn, and let's say someone gets poison ivy or trips over a piece of wood. I need to have that part in my contract, but I need other things in a contract just to back myself up.
Yeah. You do. I mean, you need to make sure you get paid, if nothing else.
That's true. There is that.
Very important. So what we've done with 17 Hats is we wanted to take out some of the challenges and some of those initial paperwork.
Yeah.
So they're able to fill out the quote, pick out the package they want, and all that will actually auto-fill into contracts that you can make through the workflow.
Wow.
So it's going to insert their information and the information of the package they want into the contract.
Wow.
And to make sure they get it, and again, to help out with that communication chain, you can even have parts of the contract where they need to initial or they need to answer a question.
Wow.
So you're sure that they understand expectations. Because
Right.
again, it's going to keep you happy, it's going to keep the client happy.
Right.
That's going to make for an awesome wedding day where you're not worried about the details. They don't have to fax it to you, they don't have to mail it, they can e-sign the contract. So they can just go in, e-sign the contract, and there you go. And from there, it automatically generates their invoice.
Wow.
Yeah.
To a newbie, this is amazing. Holy cow.
So you have your whole client life cycle, but that's just one part of your business. You know,
Right.
there's a definite part of your business in bookkeeping.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many hours would you say just trying to track all the expenses from shooting film?
It's out of control.
Yeah. Okay, great. So it's out of control, it's frightening, and it's something that's keeping you from doing what you love.
Yeah.
But the great thing about 17 Hats is we have a bookkeeping
wow.
feature built in, and we're connected to over 20,000 banks.
Wow.
So you can put your bank account into the system, and with a click you can bring it up, and so when they pay that invoice, it's going to show up in your account, and when you have expenses, it's going to show you your account activity, so you'll be able to see money coming in, money going out, and you'll be able to categorize it and say, this is what's going on. So you can look and say, this is my business.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, when it's time for taxes, it's as simple as exporting the data, and it's going to give you a profit and loss sheet. You can hand it to your accountant. Your accountant will give you a high five, and you'll be ready to go.
What?
So, when it comes time to do taxes, or if you just want an update on your business, you can click a button, you can export the data, and 17 Hats will be able to give you a full profit and loss statement, which you can hand your accountant, and they can do your taxes. And
That's
they might give you a hug. So
They probably would.
there you go, and you'll want that because your business will be organized, and you won't have to worry because it's not going to be an unknown. Earlier you said that if you work an 8-hour day, how many hours again would you say working on the organizational, managerial, the back end of the business?
I would say for sure 6.5 to 7. I'm either thinking about emailing someone or working on my to-do list, something that's on my to-do list that is not shooting or editing, which is what I love to do.
Here's the deal. If we're able to save you 3 hours a week by removing the organizational hurdles that are in front of you as a professional creative entrepreneur, that's 146 hours a year. That is more than that's pretty much a month of 40-hour work weeks.
That's crazy.
So,
and I could fit so much painting and so much editing into those hours, and I could be making money instead of piddling on my computer.
And you'd be happy doing it.
Yes, much happier.
There you go. This is going to be integrating your calendar, your email, all of your leads, and then the different projects. So you're going to be able to see everything that you have to do for your different clients, your different projects, and every day you're going to be able to come on, check them off, automate a whole bunch of them, and you'll be free to go do the stuff you love.
I can't wait.
No,
Cannot wait.
This is awesome. We're so glad you're able to hang out with us for a little bit today. You've seen all that 17 Hats can do to help your business. I know that signing up for a new system might not be on the top of your to-do list just yet, and it can feel like a really big commitment. But I want you to know you're not alone. We're here to help you with webinars, one-on-one training sessions, and everything you need to take your business to the next level. You can get set up on 17 Hats in a matter of hours. Today, we're inviting you to come and try 17 Hats for free. Let 17 Hats help you to be organized, be automated, so you're free to be amazing.
If I had to put a number on it, I would say probably 20 hours a week or so I've been able to save just by implementing a workflow solution like 17 Hats. I remember looking at my wife and saying, this is exactly what we need. And I have a feeling that this is gonna be the solution to a lot of our problems. Being able to automate emails and send us reminders to complete certain tasks within a client's workflow is an invaluable tool. Instead of sending emails, I'm actually out marketing to my new clients, and I'm trying to find ways to bring new business into our studio so that we can continue to grow.